fabulous, fabulous home cook. And that's why he's here every 2 weeks. So welcome again to Facebook Live.
Yay.
Anthony, take it away. He is going to introduce you to Miss Linda Clifford.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Renee said earlier, we have a very special guest with us here today, Linda Clifford. Please give her a warm welcome. We are so happy to have her here. What a great icon from the disco era, and of course, her link to us, to our conversation today, is that she's a great baker and a cook. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome, Linda.
Yes, welcome, Linda.
So lovely to be here with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I met Linda, I like laughing and having a good time. And outside of Linda being a fantastic singer and a fantastic cook, she has a good sense of humor.
Oh my goodness, I try.
Which you need, you really need to sort of throw down with us, right? You need a good sense of humor here.
Yes, to deal with us, yes, you do.
Listen,
Linda, thank you so
much. As long as I have, you have to have a sense of humor.
Yes.
So.
Linda, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. You're a wonderful person, and we need people like you around in the world to, help bring joy. Thank you
for having me. It's my pleasure to be here with you, really.
Okay. So in the meantime, Linda, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you start as an artist performing? Was there someone in your family that sang and you picked it up, or did you just have your natural attack for it?
Or church?
Or church.
It was not church, and a lot of people ask me about that. I think I grew up in the Catholic Church, and their music is very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I can attest to that, having grown up a Catholic. It's not the vivacious gospel music.
More operatic, I guess you could say.
Exactly. But I was very fortunate in that my parents put me in school to study dancing.
Awesome.
Because I was pretty clumsy, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah. Seriously, I would trip over my own. It was terrible. And they thought this girl's gonna kill herself. To help her. So they ended up putting me in this wonderful school, and they also offered what they called personality classes, and that's when they would line people up and you would sing these wonderful songs together. I mean, the whole class.
Oh.
And for some reason, the man who owned the studio picked me out to become part of his performing troupe. And I started at 4 years old. So once I started singing, I knew that was it. Dancing was fun, but singing just did something else to me entirely. So I knew that was it for me. I don't know if you would call it artistry, but
no, it's artistry.
I tried.
Yes.
It's artistry. Not everybody can do that. It really is. I don't want to sound like it's a gift. It really is a gift. Not everybody can do that.
No.
Pick up notes like that. And sometimes you don't even understand how you can do it or why, but you can. It's a gift.
It is. It's definitely a gift. Like you say, either you're born with it or not. Some people just practice and they end up singing.
Right.
They just have a few records. But Linda, you went on and you just sang and did live performances, and I'm sure they was fabulous. And we're going to look at them later on.
I think that was probably the key, and that's why I was so fortunate in my career, even though, you know, a lot of people said, oh, and now on our show, we have an overnight success. I'm like, yeah, overnight 25 years. So
Right, yeah.
let me just explain how this really works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And but unfortunately, at that time, you know, everybody wanted a record deal. I mean, it was like, oh, you get a record deal, you got to be. That's
Yes.
all you heard, right?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, that is not the case. And it takes so much more than that. And I was fortunate enough that I worked so many different types of circuits when I was, you know, growing up and growing into my own. You know, I worked the Catskill Mountains, so
Wow.
I learned how to sing in 6 languages.
Mhm.
So
Oh, really?
yeah, I learned Hebrew and Yiddish and Spanish and French,
Wow.
Italian.
Wow.
All of those things. And, you know, the average person out there today doesn't get a chance to do that kind of thing. I mean, I couldn't necessarily go to Paris and have a long conversation with somebody, but, you know, when it came to my music, I would study and study and study because that's what made my heart feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
I would learn to practice and sing those songs exactly the way they were supposed to be done. And I did that with each language.
Awesome.
Wow.
You know, unfortunately, you know, kids don't have that opportunity today. There's
They
no
don't.
place where you go and practice your trade.
Nope.
You know, learn how
Yeah.
to perform and not just get up on the stage and stand there and sing because
Mhm.
people want to be entertained.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Yeah.
it takes more than just standing in front of a microphone to do that. So,
You're right about
you know,
that.
I did get very lucky in that aspect of it.
Wow. You know,
Yeah.
and that's very, very important. You know, I guess there are so many today. There's so many young kids, they want to sing. Majority of the music is either hip hop or R&B. I love R&B, you know.
But no,
Uh-huh.
not R&B,
Huh?
at least not anymore. R&B is almost like, I hate to say it, but non-existent. There's this genre of music that's out right now that I can't even label it,
Yeah.
but it's not,
Well,
there's no
by the
passion
way,
there.
and I don't mean to give a plug here, but you know, Renee mentioned WBGO
Mm,
in Newark, and on Saturday mornings,
yes.
they have this Saturday Soul Review,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
is it with
all
Keith?
R&B.
That's
Wow.
Keith,
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
R&B, the classic R&B is just, the
Yes.
playlist is just spectacular. And you're
Yes.
not going to find that on any other streaming platform. And, you know, it's a public radio station.
Mhm.
And if you are in the New York tri-state area, 88.3,
Yes.
what a great radio
It
station.
I
is.
was
I
gonna
highly
ask
recommend.
where is it out of New
It's
Jersey? Or?
it's out of
Yeah.
Newark. It's out of Newark,
Yes.
New Jersey.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really a good station, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so
But it is a lost art. You're right.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, I think one of the closest things we have to R&B now, and
Mhm.
you're gonna think I'm crazy, but think about it for a second,
Mhm.
is some of this new country music.
You know what's funny? I was
Yes.
having that discussion with my boyfriend. He was actually the one that started the conversation. He said it's like the new R&B because
Right.
R&B is almost like it's almost like you said, Anthony, a lost art form. It's almost like the music industry wants certain music to kind of disappear. I don't know. This is just I'm just speaking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying
Understood.
my opinion. But it's almost like they want it to disappear. I don't know why, because it's one of the most beautiful kinds of music out here.
It is. It
And
is.
I think all music should kind of get some kind of recognition. Speaking of the
I mean,
devil, my boyfriend just walked through the door right now. Like, yeah.
Oh, you got his head up, yeah.
Yeah, but he mentioned it, you know, and he's right. You're so right about that, Linda. Country music today is a lot like R&B. The storytelling, very much
Exactly.
the same.
Yeah.
Tell a story when they sit down and write a song.
Yes.
they tell the whole story, and that's
Yes.
what
Right.
R&B was known for. It's a
Yes.
storyline.
Mhm.
And so now that's become another genre on the other side,
Yeah.
Right.
so to speak. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's the closest thing we have right now.
Mhm.
Hip hop went, I don't know, just a different direction from everything. Yeah. So I don't really understand a lot of it. There are some
Not
things
even
that,
hip hop. Yes, okay, I'm sorry. I'm
no,
gonna judge. I can't help it. Hip hop, what people think what people think hip hop is today, it is not hip hop. I don't know what that is, but it hurts my heart. I always say this. Hip hop has gotten prostituted out into something else, and it kills me because I love all kinds of music. I really
Yeah.
do.
I have
Me too.
an appreciation and respect for those who are doing the hip hop and doing the R&B and whatever. I have an appreciation for
Right.
them, even if it's country music.
Yes.
I have an that doesn't mean that I'm for it wholeheartedly.
Right.
yes.
When I cook,
Right.
I put on some good old house music.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put on that house music, and some of the house music is gospel house music.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
love that gospel, and then cooking at the same time.
Yes.
And talking about cooking, we understand that Miss Linda Clifford is a good cook. Linda,
Oh, is she here? No. Is she in the room? I wouldn't say that so much as see, now you probably cook like everyday stuff and you make lovely dinners and that kind of thing, and I do that occasionally, but my fun project is to actually bake something. That's what, that's my therapy. I get in the kitchen, I want to bake.
and you know what? And I was telling you, Linda, when I was in culinary school, I didn't like the baking because the dough was on my fingers,
Oh, see, that's the best to me. Like, just get in there and
See,
get flour all over everything. And
Renee and I are sort of like birds of a feather like that, because I'm not, even though I do bake, I'm not an avid baker. The reason why I'm not an avid baker, I don't get as much enjoyment out of baking as I do cooking, because baking requires you to be exact,
yeah,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Everything has to be
Precise.
measured to the
measure,
gram or to the
right.
ounce, or to the tablespoon or to the teaspoon. And I operate better in the kitchen when I don't have those confines, right?
Yeah.
I can look at a recipe and sort of think about it for a few minutes, and then I push it aside and I do what I do. I use the recipe as inspiration,
Yeah.
but it's harder. You can do it with baking, but it's harder to do.
It is.
So I have a lot of respect for people who bake. The one thing that I love to bake, is bread. I love
Really?
making bread. Yes.
And I tried
And I
to
have
stay away from it.
well, I mean, even though I like making bread, I really shouldn't be eating bread, because any kind of carbohydrate, I explode by the
The
time.
same with me.
We all do.
Yeah.
So
Same here.
I love to bake bread, and I get so much satisfaction. That actually, the start of my baking bread really allowed me to have a much bigger appreciation for people who bake, because it really is its own art form, I think.
Yeah, I
See,
was
like-
making some cornbread one time. The first time it came out right. The second time I made it, it didn't even rise. And then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. That called for baking powder,
Baking
and I put
soda,
baking soda.
Yeah.
This is a true story.
Oops.
And my
Oh my
neighbor,
God.
my neighbor from around the corner, Deborah, she was here. And I said, girl, what happened? That cornbread was about that high.
No.
And then the next day, it stayed on my mind. And I said, that's why when I make and my ingredients, I have a check off.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh my
And
God.
you know what? And if I'm doing it on one of my shows, I tell people, if you're not sure, and I admit I can miss check,
Mhm.
so check this,
Check.
Yeah.
and because sometimes if you use it a lot, you can tell the difference between
Right.
the onion not bacon, hear me, granulated the onion and the
Right.
garlic. One is
Right.
white, one is dark, and then I said, what is that?
Which one is which?
Oh my God.
But see, with that, you can still change the flavoring of it because it's cooking.
Yeah.
Now, baking, ooh, yeah, you have to
gotta-
be very careful. Yeah, man.
Everything's got to be in there before you get.
Mhm.
Linda, did you have a problem in the very beginning when you started baking? Or did it just come to you naturally?
Honestly, it kind of just came, and I started remembering things that I had seen my mom bake.
Mhm.
And, when I was younger, she used to say to me all the time, you better get in this kitchen with me and learn how to cook. You can't keep a husband if you can't.
The way she was hard is to his stomach.
Oh my
My
God.
girl, I'm going to have a cook. I don't need to learn how to cook. Everything. Yeah, right.
Oh
So I could not cook anything when I moved away from home. I mean, I could boil an egg. That was probably so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
it was
so
bad.
you didn't. So after that, you didn't have too many problems, right?
No, really, I didn't. Once I started thinking about what I would like to have, for instance, one of the things that she used to make that I loved was bread pudding.
no.
And
Oh,
I
I
still
love bread pudding. I haven't
remember,
had it in a while.
yeah, I remember her getting loaves of bread and cutting it up.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I just started going from memory and putting stuff together. And my sister, who actually is younger than I am, she lives in Texas. That girl can throw down. She can really, really cook.
And
Seriously.
baking at both.
She does it all. She does it all.
Wow.
See,
Wow.
and me, I'll put the stuff together and then I don't eat it.
Okay.
I give it away because if it's in the house, I will
Oh,
eat it.
yeah. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I do the
the
same thing.
pound cake that I made a few days ago. I had a piece of that before I came down here to start talking to y'all. I'm like, ooh, I gotta get rid of this.
What was it?
because
What
I
was it,
want to
Linda?
get my clothes.
Pound cake.
Huh? Oh, pound cake.
Pound cake.
Yes.
Yes, I watched Linda make that pound cake. And you know what? It is so simple. When
It
you put sugar, you had vanilla, you had the flour, baking powder, baking soda.
And baking soda,
Baking soda.
eggs,
And the eggs, and you mixed it slow
Sour.
in the beginning. In the
Sour.
beginning, slow.
Sour cream.
Oh, the sour cream.
yeah,
And then you mix
boom.
and what?
I said boom.
Yeah. And then you add the eggs one at a time.
Time.
It was on
Mhm.
slow, then it went fast.
Yeah.
And then you had the spring pan. I remember that. And Lotto was here, and I was telling him, I said, look, dude, I said, he can make dough, he can make that. And then all of a sudden, bam, there was this beautiful cake. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a
So
question.
delicious and easy, really easy.
Yeah, it was, I think you did that. You prepared it in about, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
We were talking for a while, so I would say
Right.
20 minutes or so.
Yeah,
Now,
as long as you
what
have all
else?
your things out ahead of time.
Mise en
Since I
place.
Your mise en place.
Yeah.
Mise en
I
place.
don't have, so I had to get everything ready myself.
Yeah, yeah. What else do you like baking, Linda?
Oh gosh, pies. I love to bake pies.
Mm.
What kind of
Yeah.
pie? What's your favorite pie?
My favorite is apple pie.
Oh, apple.
I love apple pie too.
Is peach pie.
Mm.
He loves peach. And what else do I make? I love layer cakes. I love to make layer cakes because I love decorating them. You know,
Okay.
that's fun to me. So,
And Anthony, what about you? Do you bake at all besides me? I bake.
I do bake. I do bake. I you know, mentioned, as Jackie said, I bake bread. But I've made cakes. One of my favorite things to make is actually an almond cake. It's basically it's three quarters.
Jackie's like this.
Jackie, I know.
It's a recipe that I found online, and it's basically like 3/4 almond flour to 1/4 all-purpose flour. Almond extract, very simple and easy to make. You put it in a spring form pan, and it's very, very. And then you sprinkle shaved almonds on the top. You could even throw in chocolate chips to give it a little sweetness.
Oh, that sounds
very,
good.
very. Yeah, it's really good. Very easy. I've made layer cakes. I cooked a layer cake. I baked a layer cake for my partner's birthday a couple of years ago, but that was not a satisfactory experience for me because I am not, even the cakes turned out fantastic, but I'm not a decorating person. So I could not make that cake look spectacular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to have the turntable pedestal and the offset spatula.
If you don't have one,
offset spatula. Oh, I do.
You have one of the
I do, but it just, I am not
is your heart not in it?
I'm not an artisan. Not my heart is not in it. That's
There
it.
you go.
It's just not, it's just
I got it.
I like the challenge of it, but it just, for me, I'm hypercritical about what I make, and because my heart was not in it, I just felt like the cake was a flop. It probably wasn't, but I just didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have.
The important thing about baking, I think, is how much love you put in it.
Like he was just saying.
Baking, cooking, either one. I absolutely, completely agree with you, Linda. That is the key. You have to do it. You have to be motivated by love when you are making something, whether it be baking or cooking. Absolutely. Yeah. That's your North Star when you're making something.
Absolutely.
And Linda,
yeah.
Outside of those being your favorite, do you ever try to create your own recipe for baking something? Do you take that challenge and say, you know what? Let me see, like we can do for cooking, right? Anthony, we can just whip up our own recipe. I'm sure it's not that easy with baking. Have you ever challenged yourself for that?
I have not. And, I think one of the things that I love about baking is what you said earlier, the fact that it is so regimented and you know that it's going to come out a certain way because everything is measured.
Yeah.
And it's going to be right as long as you put everything in there that's supposed to go in there. So I love having things come out and people go, oh, this is delicious. Yay. Well, because I put everything in it.
Yeah.
If you tell me to go in the kitchen and there's no recipe and here's a bunch of stuff, go make something, I'd be like, okay. But who knows what's going to come out.
Yeah, well, and like Anthony was saying about decorating the cakes and whatnot, I can cook, but my plating sucks.
For baking, my plating sucks too for baking. It's just not. But not. I mean, not for everything. I think this is why I prefer baking bread to baking desserts or cakes, because bread is more forgiving, right? Bread is imperfect in its presentation. Like one of the things I love to bake is Irish soda bread.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah,
I
you
do.
mentioned
I
that.
make Irish soda bread very frequently, and it's a recipe that my mother got from our Irish neighbors when we lived on Long Island many years ago. This is like probably in the late '60s, early '70s. We had Irish neighbors, and my mother got the recipe for Irish soda bread from Bridget, who lives next door,
Okay.
and my mother made that Irish soda bread not only every St. Patrick's Day because she loved making it, and it came out so delicious. She would make it for family members. If we would be
Oh,
visiting family someplace, she would make an
Right.
Irish soda bread, and it was just spectacular. I loved that everybody loved my mother's Irish soda bread. She was an Italian woman, but she loved making Irish soda bread. And so I have her recipe now, and I make it all the time. And everybody always, what I had, my neighbor's mother was visiting from Southern Arizona for 2 weeks. She was here with us next door, and she always sees the pictures that I post on Facebook of the Irish soda bread. And she goes, "Oh my God, I love Irish soda bread. Oh my God, I love Irish soda bread." So what did I do? When she was here for the 2 weeks, I baked her 2 loaves to bring back with her.
wow.
Oh, nice.
And that just gives me an enormous amount of joy. I love doing that for people. If this is something that they appreciate, I'm happy to oblige.
Yeah, yeah.
That's wonderful. Did you get a lot of recipes from your mom? Did she
That's
hand?
what I was going to ask you also, Linda. You're next.
Yeah.
I did. I have my mother had a very old, crusty, there's oil stains all over it.
Yeah.
Like a journal book, and it was basically a blank journal book where she put or wrote all of her recipes. And I have that book.
That's
And
awesome.
that is where her Irish soda bread recipe is, along with all of the other things that she used to cook. I don't um I don't look at that book very much, except for stuff that I need to bake. All of the other things that my mother cooked,
In
In
your
your
head.
head.
it's all
Yeah,
beyond.
What
I
about,
don't need a book for it. I'm sorry, say that again, Linda.
no, I was asking Jackie. I wondered if she, got a book of recipes and that
yeah.
kind.
Like Anthony said, a lot of it is in my
In your
head,
head.
photographic
Right.
memory. I used to sit in the kitchen with my grandmother a lot. When she baked, she was the master baker and cook in that house on my mom's side. And I used to also watch my dad. Now, my father, coming from the South, had two parents who told him, "You're not going to wait for your wife. You're going to learn how to do your laundry. You're going to learn how to cook. You're going to learn how to
Yeah,
clean. You're going to learn how to do all that."
You're going to be an
And
Oh,
independent person
great.
now.
yes,
right.
yes.
And my mom, although she cooked, she wasn't, she's going to kill me. She's probably watching it. She's going to kill me. But she cooked, but she didn't cook as much as my dad did. My father
Okay.
would always create like all kinds of stuff. Now, my mother could throw down on some collard greens, some
Ah,
potato salad,
Yeah.
she cooked the best liver and onions. Oh my gosh.
I
We would be like,
I don't eat it anymore, but I love
we
that.
love it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I
Yeah.
used to sit there and watch both, my parents and my grandmother just do a lot of stuff. Now I have some recipes that I wrote down. I had to make sure I wrote them down because I wanted to kind of make them my own as well.
Okay.
And I love like making macaroni and cheese. I love, in reference to baking, I was talking about this the last show, the show before last, how I like to make or bake red velvet cake, but I have a different way of making it now.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of using red food coloring, I use a thing called beet powder
Beets.
that
Beet
has
powder,
that
yes, I
blood
remember
red
that.
color. And whenever I like get in that mood, if my sisters, my mom have an inkling that I'm about to bake something, you're gonna set it over here, right? You're gonna bring it over here, right? They like the way I cook, and they knew I went to culinary school because it was a passion. You know, I didn't always
Right.
know it was a passion, but they knew it
Yeah,
was a passion.
yeah.
So,
And Linda, now,
Yeah.
did you get any recipes from, years ago from grandmother or great or grandfather or great? And let me
Yeah.
ask you, and also,
Oh.
where are you from? Where are you from originally?
Brooklyn.
yeah,
From Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh.
work it out, work it
Me
out.
too. Born in Brooklyn.
Okay. Oh, Anthony,
Cake
you
in the
too?
house.
Yes, my family. I was born in Long Island College Hospital in downtown Brooklyn,
Oh,
and all of my family is from Gravesend.
So,
Okay.
Work it out.
Linda,
We
what?
were originally in Bedford-Stuyvesant and then moved to Prospect Park area.
Prospect
Uh-huh.
Park, Prospect Heights, Prospect Park.
Get
Yeah.
out of here. I grew up in Beekman Place.
Oh my gosh.
Beekman Place. Why does that sound so
Lincoln
familiar?
Place.
Beekman Place. Is that an exit off of the bridge?
That's well, there is an exit off the Brooklyn Bridge
Yes.
for Beekman Downtown Hospital,
Right.
which is
Oh.
right next to Pace University, which is where I went to school. So that's probably how that
Oh.
sounds. That's why that sounds familiar
Right.
to you.
So Linda, so things was passed down to you, yes?
I think actually with my mom, everything that I learned when I lived at home, I would see what was going on in the kitchen, and that's up here. But I did get recipes from my husband's mom.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mm.
I do like to cook a little Italian dinner every once in a while. I love making like a veal parmesan and aglio olio,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And so, we do a lot of that. It took her 35 years to give me those recipes, I will tell you. But
She had to make sure. She had
You
to
had
make
to
sure
make
you were
sure.
dedicated.
That's
oh my goodness. She said, no, you are not getting these recipes. No.
Oh my God.
You're going to take
You
the
want to make
recipes.
sure you were in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
You're going to wait for these recipes.
They don't let go of those recipes easily. They don't get rid of them. They don't let go of those easily.
they did not let go of those recipes. I'd be like, oh, so Mom, how do you make this? Oh, well, you just add a little.
Oh
And
my
then, and
goodness.
then, and then you ask, how much salt? Just a pinch.
Just a pinch. I know.
And then they say, I don't know. I just cook. But how much?
That's exactly.
How much?
That's exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, it's so funny, but so true. But she was a sweetheart, and she did give me so many wonderful recipes. I know one of the cakes that she used to make,
Uh-huh.
I made a couple of weeks ago, and it's okay, wait a second. Peaches and plums crumb cake.
Hmm.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That
Peaches
sounds
and
so good.
plums?
Yes.
That
And my
is-
husband loves that cake. And so the first time I tried to make it, I thought, oh my God, I hope this comes out right. Because when you're trying to do something that Mama did,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get it
And-
right.
Exactly. So I got lucky. And it
Uh-huh.
came out good. So we're still married. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it
That's
came out well.
that's the good part of it,
Yeah.
We're still married.
We're still married. It's going to be 43 years.
Really?
Wow.
God bless.
In
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they said it wouldn't last.
Well, July
You know
20
what? It lasted because you were able to replicate his mother's
Exactly.
recipe.
Yeah. And then they turned around and said,
Okay.
this was my mother's recipe, but hers is a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
Right. You always have to.
You can't copy Mama's recipe, right? No, hers is you did okay. Yeah, you did okay. But
Right. I love you.
oh my goodness, that is wonderful. I love having this show and having people on and we talking about this and talking about that. It just sort of opens up doors. It's just like we're sitting at home.
Yes.
Right.
Like
Yes.
we're sitting at home. I'm in Anthony's kitchen or Jackie's or wherever, and we just talking about food.
We're just
and,
chatting.
Yeah, and having our glass of wine and da 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 da, and then gossiping. Did you hear about so and so? Yeah. Now your children, do they cook?
My son does not.
does
My
not?
daughter is a very good cook, and she can do stuff off the top of her head. She can just
Nice.
standing over a pot and pull something and go, taste this. I mean, she's very.
For Thanksgiving, who does the majority of cooking? And I asked that question for Jackie also. Anthony, I know you probably do all the cooking for Thanksgiving, no?
Yeah, I do.
So who does, for you, Linda, who does the cooking?
I do the majority of it, and I have to share this with you because 2 years ago, I'm getting ready to do all my usual, you have your certain meal that you have every year. You got your sweet potato pies, you got your mashed potatoes, and the whole thing in the turkey. 35 years of doing this, and all of a sudden somebody says, Mom, I never really liked turkey. I'm like,
Who said that?
what? You waited 35 years to tell me I didn't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make this damn turkey.
Your husband said that?
My
My
husband
daughter.
likes turkey. My daughter doesn't like turkey.
Oh my God.
I'm making this darn bird every year. We could have had anything. No, don't like.
And they're sitting there being nice. Oh yeah, it's really good.
Oh, this is so wonderful.
And then when you turn your back and go to the sink, they be going,
Like, oh man, turkey again.
oh, it's good, Mom.
Feeding it to the dog under the table. I'm trying to figure out why the dog is so fat.
Yeah, but you know what? People just like being nice. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna say it's good. Then you find out 35 years later, I never liked turkey.
What? I got candy, sweet potatoes, all this.
Yeah.
They like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They love that.
But they did not like that. They did not like turkey.
Yes,
they?
we
Do
have
they?
not had a turkey since.
Wow.
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 Yep.
Now, what about beef, pork? They eat that.
They eat all of that. They'll eat any of that.
But
they
it was something about that turkey.
something about that turkey. I mean, I have cooked turkey every way you can possibly imagine. I cooked the turkey upside down for more. I said, oh, it's not gonna be dry.
Oh my God.
You know what I did?
And the turkey was upside down in the pan. And they said, Mom, are you okay?
I did a chicken like that. I took the chicken and I turned it upside down and I cooked the bottom first.
Yes.
And then halfway through, or however long it was, then I turned it over. But you mentioned in turkey. I'm gonna tell you a joke. This is the truth.
Uh-oh.
I used to live in the Bronx in Parkchester.
Okay.
My neighbor lived right across the hall. I don't never mention names. So one of my sisters was with me, and we said to her, it was around Thanksgiving time, and I was having a little party. So we said, oh, you're gonna make a turkey? She's gonna say, yeah. So my sister told her, make sure you clean the turkey okay. Make sure you clean the inside and out.
Oh
So
no.
after
Oh God. I could just figure this out now.
Say it.
this is the truth.
What did he clean? What did he clean it with? Pine Sol or ammonia?
No, she cleaned it with dishwashing liquid.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
Well, at least it wasn't
Hey.
clean.
So we
At
said
least
to
it
her,
wasn't clean.
you cleaned it with what? She said, well, you said to make sure that it's washed on the inside and out. So she put a little dishwasher liquid.
Lord.
Oh my God. That, oh,
Let me tell you, and she, this girl, she was serious about it.
she really clean.
She was serious. She said, well, I don't know how much she used, even if she used a little. She was serious. She didn't know how to cook.
Oh my God.
Wow.
She did not, like one time I was working in this little restaurant across the street in Parkchester where I used to live. We would go in there and make baked macaroni and cheese, and the owner wanted to steal our recipe. He said, well, how do you make the baked macaroni and cheese? So my partner, she goes, oh, just put the macaroni in the pan and put the cheese and whatnot. It was dry macaroni.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't tell her all the macaroni first.
Oh, no.
This is for that. She forgot to say this is for extra crunchy.
Oh Lord. Oh my chest is starting hurt. Oh no.
The dentist.
Yeah, I know.
to that.
I know, but this is what people do. You know, they try to steal your recipe. And you know what? If Anthony gives me a recipe, or Jackie or you, Linda, give me a recipe, and I'm gonna give you credit for it. You know,
You know what, too? If you're concerned about giving a recipe to someone, you want to give it to someone in your family, whatever, you can still let them know like the way to make it, but you don't have to give the exact ingredients. Like,
oh, you one of those, huh?
No. You don't have to give all of it. You know, if you're that concerned, you don't have to give everything.
Yeah. Here's the recipe. I'm just going to tell you. Just leave out the eggs, and you'll be great. And the recipe is for scrambled eggs.
No, see, I'm not like that. Like, if someone wants to know, I'll show them how to. I actually like to show them how to do it. But if you're so scared of really giving the entire recipe away, just say, oh, you do it like this, you do it like that, blah, blah, blah. Well, they can kind of create, like, make it into their own. You kind of want to encourage that for others and make it into their own, so that they're not afraid to cook. Because they make that one mistake. Sometimes people are like, you know what, I'm not going there again. No, it didn't come out right.
Like Claude Lewis, who won CHOP for May 2019, Linda. He has a Jamaican restaurant not too far from Anthony and I, because Anthony and I, we're walking distance for each other.
Yeah, we live here in Jersey City.
Yeah. And he gave me his recipe for crab cakes. So I said, Chef Claude, I'm going to do this on my show. Is it okay? He says, yeah, I don't mind. I said, I'm going to give you credit. He says, I don't mind, because I have other recipes for crab cakes. And I was like,
okay. There you go.
Yeah. So
I don't have any problem giving away. Like if I make something, somebody goes, oh, that looks interesting. Can I have the recipe? Yeah, here you go. You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it as good as I do anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I would give somebody a recipe. There are certain things though that I like. I do like to keep that I know my family is just crazy about. Like I make polenta pie, which is really a lasagna made with polenta.
Oh, really?
Yummy. Yes. I've
amazing.
Yummy.
Yes.
Oh my God, so good.
It's really good.
Look at Anthony. Anthony is like,
you had me at polenta.
I was gonna say, Anthony went into this room, eyes rolled back in his head.
Oh yeah.
Polenta will do that. Will do that to a lot of people, but that's one of the things.
I love it.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing about cooking, you know? That's the whole thing. I went to culinary school because I retired and I needed something to do.
So yeah.
I decided,
but it turned into a passion for you.
And it's joyful. It's a joyful thing to do.
It is. It's joyful.
It is.
That's how I feel.
You know, when the recipe
that's why I cook.
When the recipe comes out correct, because I have made dishes and I say no, it's not right.
I think it's safe to say that all of us have made some dishes that don't pass muster, right? They don't exactly come out the way you want them. It
Right.
happens.
The
It's-
other day I took cabbage and I have another head of cabbage right there. And I got the leaves off. Now, normally what I do, I'll put them in salt water and let it boil, get nice and tender and roll them. But I saw a recipe, you take those and you take beef or turkey, which I did. I cooked it real good. Put saran wrap in a bowl.
Mhm.
You take the leaves and you wrap it on top of each other
Right.
in the bowl.
You're
Then you
forming it.
take the meat, you take a piece of lettuce,
Mhm.
some cheese, lettuce, and at the end, you lift it up and put it on the tray. Now, this recipe said to take this ball that you made and put it in a pot with chicken stock. No, because what happened when it got finished, it the
Broke
juices,
apart?
everything was coming out. Now, this
Right.
recipe I followed from someone, but me, I like to do the original recipe and see if it works and see if it doesn't.
Right.
I think the best thing to do was not to put it in the liquid, was to take it and you tie it with a string. I forgot. Then
Yes,
so it's a
yeah.
round, nice ball, and put it on the baking sheet and put it in the oven.
Right.
Fabulous.
Put
Yes.
it in the oven.
And
I'm
make
supposed to
your
put it-
shoe, make your
Yeah.
shoe act like while you're letting that bake. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So the biggest mistake that I did, to talk about mistakes, when I took the strings off, I forgot to turn it upside down.
Oh,
So the veins and stuff would be at the bottom.
Right,
And then you
yes.
could see the leaves crossing each other. That would
Yeah.
be the top. So
Right.
I'm looking later on, I said, you know what, Rene, duh. You're supposed to put the bottom on the bottom.
yeah.
So my partner goes, he tastes, he said, he's honest. He said, it didn't look good, but it sure did taste
It
good.
tastes good.
It didn't look
Good.
appetizing because I had the bottom of and the stems was going like this, going like this. So luckily I bought two. I'm going to do it again.
Good.
Good.
I was trying one time to make hush puppies. It came out soggy. Why? The grease wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
So I kept doing it. It took me 4 times before I can put it in there, and it was perfect. Linda, do you like hush puppies?
I do very
You
much.
do? Have you
Yes.
ever made them? Because it's not baking.
No, I've never.
It's frying.
I've
Frying.
used it for
You
like
can bake it.
pata. If I
Yeah,
use
that's true. You could.
You
it-
can.
You could air fry them. You could air
Yes.
fry them now.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
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 Air fried them. Oh, wow.
I love hush puppies.
Wow, see, you learn
Love.
something new every day on this
Yeah,
show.
hush
Just
puppies
never-
are so good. They are so delicious.
Deadly.
Mm-mm-mm.
They're deadly though.
They are deadly too. You're right. They're so
Right.
not good for you, but they're delicious. Just like everything else, it's delicious. But
Exactly.
invariably, it's not good for you.
But bread.
That's the word.
I
I know.
love bread so much, but it's
Warm bread with butter.
oh,
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I do? Look, this is my bread. Oops,
oh,
rye.
oh,
Rye.
oh,
Love rye. Love rye bread.
Fried bread.
That and pumpernickel.
Oh, I love pumpernickel. Pumpernickel
Anytime
bagels.
pumpernickel.
Jackie's
I-
like,
If
no.
whenever I get a bagel, it's always pumpernickel. I love pumpernickel bagels.
bread.
Love.
Linda, do you like pumpernickel
My
bread?
favorite.
I do.
great
I do.
bagels.
My problem is I like all bread.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
mine
know,
too.
I have to make myself not bring it home, really.
Yeah, that is
Because
English
once I
muffin.
start, forget it. You know, I got sourdough, butternut, everything,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, every kind you can think of. And there's 2 of us left in the house. So that's
Mhm,
crazy.
Yeah.
mhm. Wow. And Linda, I see you have a friend here, Sandy. Is Sandy still with us? Can she hear us?
She
Sandy,
has to unmute.
Oh, here she comes.
hi.
But we'll let Sandy come in today, Linda, because you are our special guest. So
Aw.
Sandy, you can turn on your video if you like.
Oh,
Nice
well.
again.
Are you
I
there?
can't do it.
Huh?
She can't do-
Or
It
maybe you
won't
have
let
to do it,
me.
Renee.
Oh, hold on. I have to say this. Did it give you a prompt? There you go. Hi, Sandy.
Hi.
So you've been listening to our crazy conversation here.
Oh, you've had the greatest conversation. Oh my gosh. Fabulous. Oh,
There's
hi,
Sandy.
Linda.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I want to.
Good time.
I want to see that cake.
But wait until the show comes up. She's going to be on the show in a few weeks. Wait until you see. And the mold, it was perfect. And then she had
Oh, I'll
she
bet.
was tapping it with the convection sugar, right? And it was
During
perfect. Huh?
during COVID, she posted such delicious looking. I mean, I could eat the screen.
Look at her.
I'll bet.
No.
I wanted to fly to Chicago, but of course we couldn't.
Yeah.
I can't remember everything I posted.
You posted a layer cake.
Ooh.
Oh, was that the tuxedo cake, baby?
Yes, yes,
The black and white
Black and
tuxedo.
white?
yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's a good cake.
Wow.
I gotta see this.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. You don't want to eat them because they look so good. It's like an artist painting.
Okay, so we're going to take 1 minute, and for those who are going to be watching this later on, I want them
Oh,
to
God.
see a clip from
Pull back.
Andy. Where you going? Andy, you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, we're going to show a clip of Linda's video. Hold on.
Oh
Let
my
me see if
God.
I can do this correct. Okay.
Oh yeah, we about to have a party up in here now, shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little party going on in the house.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Ah,
This is it. Can you hear it?
yeah, it's
Yes.
awesome. Runaway Love.
Man.
Go on, Linda.
Woo! Go, Linda.
hey now.
I love the first part in the beginning when she starts talking.
Hey girl.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Who made the outfit? That's fierce.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Oh, she's still here. Hold on.
Woo!
I'm not gonna sing because Renee ain't paying me.
What'd you say, Linda?
No, I'm not because Renee ain't paying me.
Linda,
Renee.
Linda, you're not. We couldn't get you in the budget. Oh, let me ask you a question. Do you take EBT?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Maybe she could take Venmo.
Oh my Lord.
Oh
good
my goodness.
Lord.
Folks, I told you today is going to be a day of laughter, Linda. You are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Oh
you.
my goodness. You just pick it right up. We could be
Some-
Linda's
some-
one of those, if you're having a party and it's kind of quiet or so, and she walks in the door, there it goes.
That's right, honey.
Yeah, someone asked me once, if you're sitting on an airplane, who do you want to sit next to? I said, Linda Clifford.
There you go.
Oh my God. I've had so much fun with you guys. I really have.
I did too. And
Yes,
Thank you
It
for
was great.
thank you for allowing me to come visit. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
sure.
Thank you for coming in.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Sandy. We can't see you, but thank you.
That's okay.
Sandy said she's singing, let me disappear. Well, thank you so much, Linda. So very much from deep inside of my heart. I finally got to know you. You are now
Yeah.
considered family.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
I
Thank
had
you
a
so
wonderful
much, Linda.
time. Thank you so much, you guys.
And
Jackie,
as usual,
Anthony,
Anthony, thank you for your contribution.
Our pleasure.
And Jackie, and nice meeting you, Sandy. And before
Nice
we
meeting
go,
you, Renee.
oh, the same
Yeah.
here. And Linda, before we go, what
Yes.
would you like us? What would you like to leave us with? What would you like
Oh my-
to say to leave us with?
you know, I think just something that's on my heart. I would like everybody to be maybe take an extra step and be a little more kind to each other.
Amen.
Yes.
Walking
Yes.
Amen to that.
Yes.
just a
Please.
little more kindness from everybody would make so much
We
difference.
need it.
Yes,
We really do.
definitely
We
need.
need
There's a
it.
difference between
Yes.
being kind and being nice.
Yes.
That's
The
right.
better one is being kind, because nice, you're forced to be nice.
Right.
Kind comes from the heart. Kind
That's right.
from the heart. Mhm.
It doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't cost a penny. Okay.
It doesn't cost a penny. Well said, Linda. Thank you.
Loving you
Thank
guys.
you. Thank
Love
you,
you.
Linda. Love you.
Thank you. Love you,
Thanks,
Linda.
everyone.
Thank you. Sweetie. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
Linda, I will be giving you a call shortly.
Okay.
Linda,
Bye-bye,
Linda, like they say, the check's in the mail.
Well, okay.
You're calling her for the address. All right, bye.
Okay, all right.
Bye-bye.